So technically, the more substance database has, the more risk assessment it can offer to the public. So therefore, the innovation on new chemicals is more than welcome in China, judging from the number of chemicals on file. So this is also reflected on the scope of both regulations. China REACH welcomes new chemicals introduced in specialty chemicals. New chemicals, raw materials, intermediates, and polymers. The exemption can be made to chemical substance currently subject to other existing laws and regulations such as cosmetics, pharmaceutical, and agrochemicals. And the naturally existing chemicals are also exempted. Impurities, waste, or byproducts under certain limits can be exempted too. Certain minerals, alloys, and non-isolated intermediates is also included in the exemption list. You have to register your new substance without any exemption on its annual volume. But EU REACH, on the other hand, will ask you to register any non-exempted new or existing substance with over 1 ton per year. What's worthy to notice is polymer must be registered as a substance under China REACH, whereas only monomer instead of polymer should be registered under EU REACH. And also similar exemptions offered by EU REACH. When it comes to the question, who should register China REACH or EU REACH, the answer is similar. Both domestic manufacturers or importers should register under their jurisdictions. Foreign or non-member state manufacturer should register too. For foreign manufacturers or exporters in China or EU REACH non-EU member state manufacturers, they should appoint an eligible local agent, or as what they say, only representative or OR in the Europe. For China REACH, exporters who directly sells new substance to China should make a notification. Transitional phase and tonnage ban are 2 factors to determine the lead time and cost of your registration. So because of the higher tonnage, the more demanding the data requirement. China REACH does not have transitional phase as EU REACH does. But there are 3 types of registration. Type of EU REACH. Type of registration correlates to the volume of certain chemicals, because China does not have volume exemptions, so the tonnage ban starts from 0. EU REACH, on the other hand, has more buffering period for stakeholders to fulfill their obligation while not affecting their business in EU. Although phasing substance will not enjoy pre-registration by the end of this May, These three tonnage bands are still effective to regulate data requirements. The testing data requirement is stricter in China, as shown on the presentation, as the ecotoxicology and toxicity tests are required to be done locally in China. Or you can now source the project to the good laboratory practice lab with the OECD practices. Testing proposal is not accepted and will not be evaluated by authorities like it will be evaluated in EU REACH. And QSA, reader course, and some other non-testing measures mentioned about is they are powerful tools to save time and money in registration. They usually be allowed to use in the endpoint of testing under EU REACH, but it's relatively harder to use to be implemented in China REACH. It depends on the actual cases. Both regulations require risk assessment, but China becomes stricter by lowering the limit to 1 ton per year, whereas EU only require the risk assessment over 10 tons per year, and it is called a chemical safety report. And also, the higher the tonnage, the more demanding the data requirements. In EU REACH, you must share the data with the co-registration of an identical phasing substance or non-phasing substance. It is realized by using the Substance Information Exchange Forum. The non-phasing substance data share is arranged by sending inquiries to ECHA. So a data So a letter of access fee should be paid for the data shared by the registration, and joint submission is mandatory under EU REACH. But in China, the data and cost depend on the result of negotiation with the data holder. So the cost is variable. Joint submission is not mandatory, but optional and encouraged in China. Sometimes it doesn't happen so easily. And the tonnage level also accumulates when a substance is filed jointly. For example, 2 notifiers and each filing the same substance at 6 tons per year, and the total is 12 tons per year. So which makes the notification level upgrade from level 1 to level 2 of the typical notification. Under China REACH, you should also expect to fulfill stronger post-notification application like data requirements. Post-registration application are demanded higher stronger as the tonnage goes up. It basically follows the logic of protecting the safety, health of the public and environment. So stresses to implementing the global harmonized system and risk management. And you should also submit support of first-year activity, annual activity, and disposal plan of your chemicals by the category your substance falls into. If you fail to do that, these will lead to a fine. Although the fine is not as deterring as the year reach, as a notifier, you could be banned from making any notification in 3 years, and the registration certificate will be cancelled by the Chinese enforcement. This also means you are unable to produce, resulting cancellation of contract. Also means you could be kicked out from the market. So it's worse than it's worse than just paying for a fine. It means you will have no revenue, you will have no output for this substance. So it should be noted. But it should be noted that the local agent is required to help notifier to fulfill the obligation to help them achieve the to make sure the post-registration obligation done each year, so that you're prevented, your punishment is prevented. This is some details of the post-registration obligation for each notification. And as you can see, the requirement also goes up as the tonnage goes up. And for general new substances, hazardous new substances, and high environmental concern substances, there are similar but different requirements to follow. I have two little cases here just to warn you out. So here we have a supply chain of ink products. Before the importer in China receive the product, the ink will be processed in such order as carbon is developed to supply ink manufacturer, and ink is packaged probably by a contractor, and the exporter have to now have the ink to sell. So who should be the notifier on the China reach? According to the MEP orders number 7, the legal entity that sells product directly to importer of China should have the obligation to notify. And you also may wonder how much time needed to notify a substance. Here's your answer. But it's not going to be exactly right for everybody, as the type of notification, registration strategy, and availability of study reports are different case by case. So your notification can take as short as half month for the lowest tonnage band when you're applying for scientific research record. but it can take as long as 1 to 2 years for high tonnage band registration notification. This is because the 2-generation reproduction toxicity tests and other time-intensive tests are needed for higher tonnage band. And in the table, you can see the estimated notification time frame. And using that, you can assess, once you have decided what substance and what level, what notification type and level you are in, you can assess the lead time you get the notification. And this is really helpful for your business. I would recommend manufacturers or exporters outside of China to identify your substance first, see if it's in the database of the existing chemical in China, and then identify the type and level of notification you have to make. If you're sure that your substance is new, and please figure out how much volume you are exporting. So this will determine the type of notification, and also setting up test strategies with your representative agent in China to save time and resources and waive any unnecessary tests by implementing non-testing method are essential. That will save you a lot of time, money. And also you can file your substance jointly with other with other data holder if you can come up with a negotiation plan with them. But you have to choose your local agent wisely to avoid any lack of legal technical support during the notification, because it's probably going to be a long fight. So you have to have a long-term and trustworthy partner along your side to help you get through the notification and give you scientific and legal know-how to and also support your post-registration obligation, so that you won't be interrupted. Your supply chain will not be interrupted. So Sears can help you navigate you through the China REACH registration and open the door of China market, not for you, but with you. Sears can provide you free and powerful packages of substance database, our ICSC database, and free training resources, and a lot of up-to-date regulatory news. And we'll also do the regulatory analysis. We'll publish articles and white papers, webinars from time to time to help you understand better. Sears professionals with top-ranked academic and industrial backgrounds will carefully tailor the solution optimized to optimize your registration process. And Sears will also assist you through the post-notification maintenance work. If you're interested, please feel free to contact us. There are also other services we have for the global GXS, global harmonized system, and we also support the EU CLP. This will allow you to comply with the harmonized system in each country. We have bilingual professionals who can work on this and help you with your compliance. And also, we also have food and cosmetic professionals. If you want to export food or cosmetic to China, we can help you with that. Well, here comes to the 15:15 of this webinar. So thank you for listening. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening. We'll be happy to help you with that every question. So if you have question, you can send me an email, and also you can send email to info@crs-group.com. So we'll be happy to help. As I said, after you submit the questions, we'll send follow-up emails to you guys and regarding your questions. We have received a lot of emails about China Reach, and obviously China Reach is based on Chinese, so there are a lot of official version of China Reach regulations provided by many regulatory affairs specialists. But it's also very hard to unify to have a standard for example, the terminology and the interpretation of the regulation. Sears has a lot of experience on this since we have helped a lot of Chinese. Yes. So it's a very crucial part to choose your partner. Yes, there will be a there will be an overview of the test requirement, but since it's relatively complicated and it will take another webinar to introduce it, so it's better to check out the webinar posted by other experts from CIS. And we have a lot of free materials on our free docs platform. Feel free to check it out. If you need more information, just send an email. We'll be happy to help. Okay, so so here comes the end of our. Yes, thank you for attending. That's a very good question, and I hope you find the answer in our professional database. And we so here comes the end of this webinar, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time.